What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Hungary, Budapest. Just got here yesterday, didn't do much yesterday actually, so this is the first day actually exploring the city. Just went and got some breakfast, got a big Americano at Starbucks, and gonna go and do some morning chores first and then explore the city. So stay tuned in order to see what Budapest has to offer. So guys, the first stop of the day is St. Stephen's Cathedral. Check out how colossal it is. It's very close. I actually had to go and buy some railway tickets for Japan later this month. I'll be visiting Japan as well. So there's an office here that sells tickets for, the vouchers. They give you the voucher and then you have to go and exchange them in Japan. So I said might as well do the first thing in the morning when I arrived in Budapest, and that was buy the ticket. And St. Stephen Cathedral was just behind where the office was. But either way, that's just a little side note. Let's go and check out the beautiful cathedral. I heard only great things about it, and it's supposed to be stunning inside. So let's check it out. So guys, this is how the interior looks like of St. Stephen's Cathedral. It's quite splendid. Everything is decorated with, gold or replica of gold. But either way, yeah, it's something we see in a lot of cathedrals. And this nice little velvet red puts a really nice contrast into it. In order to get in, it does cost around 200 forints, which is around 75 cents or so. But overall, it's quite grand. So just made it on the worldwide famous chain-linked bridge here in Budapest over the Danube River. And guys, check out how splendid the view is. You can see the Matthias church and the Fisherman Bastion right there in white. And also just striking beautiful architecture all throughout in the foreground. And also on the other side we have the Buda Castle, guys. Check out how impressive it is, and check out all these LED lights. One thing that's definitely recommended when it comes to photography here, guys, is photographing Budapest at night. Everything is completely lit up. Right there on the past side we have the Parliament building, which is a stunning piece of architecture. So if you go all the way up to the Buda Castle, this is the view that awaits you. You can see the whole chain bridge, St. Stephen's Cathedral right there. I'm zoomed all the way, so that's why it's a little bit shaky. And the Parliament building right in front of the Danube. And the view on the other side of the Buda Castle, pretty much just residential buildings all the way up to the hills. Quick little sneak peek inside the Buda Castle. Pretty nice dome there and a whole bunch of sculptures, paved road. It's quite nice. And guys, the reason why there's so many people is because this past weekend they had the Formula 1 racing here in Hungary, here in Budapest. So a lot of people most likely decided to extend their weekend and enjoy a few days in Budapest. And the weather, besides a little bit of wind here and there, especially on the hill of Buda, it's quite nice. So this is probably the famous view that you can see the House of Parliament and the bridge in the same time, and most likely one of the spots where I'll show up at night for some twilight photos. So guys, it's super hot outside. It's around 30 Celsius, and definitely had to pull out the tank top because I was sweating. Half my t-shirt got completely soaked, so I had the alternative of staying soaked or getting a tank top on, and that's what I decided on. So just walking down the Buda Castle, guys, you got the extreme views of the Danube River with a whole bunch of historical and non-historical sites. So guys, check out this cool stairway. Just stumbled upon it and decided to take some photos. It's not bad at all. So just walking by the Danube River, just saw this little tiny sculpture. Check out how tiny it is. No idea what it is. It might be a snail, but it's a snail with feet, but just overlooking the House of Parliament. So how cool is that? So made it a little closer here, guys, to the building of the Parliament, and check out this beauty. Full Gothic construction here, from the dome to the arches to everything. It's just spectacular, and the view in front of the Danube, you know, it makes it even more spectacular. Can't wait for this evening when it's glowing, and also when it's pitch dark. As you've probably seen on the internet quite a few times, this building is represented, is exposed at night, pitch black all throughout, and then the building pretty much glowing. So this is what I see really odd, guys. There are 3 of these cruise boats parked like right in the middle, you know, blocking the symmetrical view of the building along the Danube. Now, you know, I don't mind, you know, the cruises and all that stuff, but, you know, check out all the open spaces there. I'm not sure exactly how they bought this this piece of the Danube River, but yeah, it's kind of annoying destroying the symmetrical point. So heading towards the Citadel hill, and I just noticed these huge statues here. Clearly they were not part of the original structure here. You can tell the big sacks of sand were put at the bottom, and here's another one. They're colossal, guys. Not sure exactly if this was taken from a memorial or something, but this is clearly what it looks like. I mean, the building in front right here looks like a museum of some sort of war museum. Not 100% sure, but yeah, they're quite grand. There are 4 of them. So heading towards the Citadel, guys, you will follow this nice little path alongside the mountains alongside the hills of Buda. So made it finally to the Citadel, and this is the view that you're gonna get. You're able to see both sides of the river, with the Parliament building on one side and the Buda Castle on the other one, and the Fisherman Bastion right there, if you can see it, and Matthias Church. So yeah, most likely this is gonna be the location where the twilight photos will be taken. as a reference point, on the Citadel you got the Liberty statue, so, and that's pretty much where you gotta head. This is pretty much how the place looks like. It's packed with people, so you know, you do come early in the evening, you'll get some stunning sunset points. So just like that, second day here in Budapest, gonna explore a few more things before heading out tomorrow. So I'm actually looking for a little spot so I can fly the drone, possibly. This is a decent area behind the Buda Castle, well, between Buda Castle and Matthias Fisherman Bastion. But yeah, I'm gonna try to see. If not, I'm gonna hit the Bastion, look around a little bit there, and then probably head on the south side of the Buda Castle, where I kind of think I might be able to fly. But let's check it out. So just made it to the Fisherman Bastion, guys, and of course it's quite packed, but it is my fault. I did leave the apartment a little bit later than I wanted to, but either way, check out the outstanding views. So just a quick little fact about the fortress, the Fisherman Bastion itself. The towers, there's 7 of them, 7 pinnacles, and they represent the 7 Magyar tribes that settled in the Pannonia, in the Carpathian Basin, later on formed the nation of Hungary. So yeah, just a quick little FYI, and it was built right at the beginning of the 1900s, but excellent views on the pest side. Quick little look at the Budapest metro. It's not anything fancy whatsoever, but it works, and it works well, so that's all that matters. So guys, finally made it to the Heroes Square here in Budapest, and it's a very interesting place here to visit, just because it's a decent sized square, and it has quite a few you know, classical buildings as well. And there's the Hunyad Castle right there in the back. You can see it here in a little bit, but I'll get a little bit closer as well, that way you can get a glimpse. And then you got some you know, some new architecture as well, but also, like I said, the classical one. So pretty cool. Definitely worth the visit, definitely recommended. And of course, like a lot of squares throughout the world that are named Hero Square or Revolution Square, you get a whole bunch of statues with important figures throughout the country's history. And Budapest is no different. Here's a better look at the Hunyad Castle. Of course, we gotta have some of these pink and yellow car boats, but either way, the castle is quite nice. It's located in this park right behind the Hero Square, and there's quite a bit of water here as well for people to enjoy during their free time. And the entrance gate. It's not small, it's not big, but definitely impressive. And taking a close look at the courtyard, this is how it looks. Definitely, you will not expect this just by looking from the outside. Oh man, check out that vine. Pretty much taking over the tower and the gate on the inside. This looks like a church as well. Man. So guys, the castle and the park are pretty much one and the same. There's no fortification on this side. People can take their bikes, and it seems to be, you know, open all throughout. So yeah, it's quite neat to see, you know, nature and architecture and history all in one. And again, quite a bit of vine taking over. So although I saw this building from across the Hero Square, check out the details. You know, my vision is not the greatest, but yeah, there's quite a bit of detail here, even in the columns. And these Corinthian look-alike columns. And here are some views at night, guys. Even though I took quite a few photos and time lapses throughout this time, definitely need to capture some of these low quality footage to give you a glimpse of how Budapest actually looks at night. It's phenomenal. There's the Parliament, just a little tiny bit, the Buda Castle, another church right here, and this cool little bridge, square bridge, with the other church right there. So yeah, definitely a city that needs to be viewed at night. Completely different look and vibe than throughout the day. So guys, wrapping this episode up from Budapest, Hungary, back at my Airbnb. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was you know, a compact couple of days into this little vlog, but I did a lot of running around, you know, I had some chores that I you know, I mentioned a few of those in this video that I had to do. You know, quite a bit of photography. There were quite a few spots here that I wanted to knock off the list. You know, Budapest is an amazing city with so many opportunities. You know, I did launch my drone a couple of times. Hopefully, you know, it's not the best conditions. Again, my drone does have some issues, some glitches, so I need to get that fixed immediately. Definitely a replacement would be the perfect option, but if not, you know, sending it back in for the warranty to do its thing. But either way, guys, thanks for tuning in. Gratitude should be the only attitude, and I'll see you next time.